Shane just released his new Jeffree Star documentary, and it's a lot. In today's weekly respill, we have a lot to cover. David Dobrik is in big trouble over his new business venture. MrBeast's latest event was a huge fail, and I watched Shane and Jeffree's new doco, so you didn't have to. So for those who have maybe been living under a rock, Shane and Jeffree, two of the biggest stars on the platform, faced an insane amount of backlash after a huge amount of allegations and backstabbing rumours swirled the internet, and this all took place a couple years ago. The public call-out had resulted in an unfollow campaign that led to both losing millions of followers. This happened not long after Shane and Jeffree's cash grab conspiracy palette was released, and of course after Shane went off at all the beauty gurus before gapping with his millions.
I can't. I don't want to say mean things about people. This is insane. This person literally, oh my God. Okay, sorry, keep pressing play. I need to get through this video so I can, oh my God.
He himself then got called out for his past. Since then, Shane and Jeffree went quiet on social media for ages, and fast forward to 2 years later, they have now launched another documentary. It's a 3-part series, and the first part was released today. Shane and Jeffree's new 1-hour-long doco started out with a flashback to Shane vlogging the manufacturing of Shane and Jeffree's palette 2.5 years ago. The doco was called The Cancelled World of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, bound to get everyone's attention with a clickbait title like that. Shane then said people have been wanting him to do a doco about himself for ages, so he finally decided, okay, yes, but he wanted the people around him, close to him in his life, to interview him. He'd also said that there would be a big secret exposed towards the end of the doco. So yeah, there were a lot of flashbacks to Shane and Jeffree vlogging their doco a couple years back. These must have been bloopers from that first doco, because no one had seen this footage before. It was pretty random, nothing drama-wise, just throwbacks. Then they cut to filming now in present time, and Shane was basically just doing a day in the life, with his cameraman following him around. Shane exposed that yes, of course, he's still friends with Jeffree, and that he wants to visit him on his farm in Wyoming. And then he'd said to his cameraman that they could turn the series into a deep dive. Shane also discussed his and Ryland's journey with having a baby. So when Shane was interviewed by Ryland's fam, they said that yes, he was in a really dark place a couple years ago when he got cancelled, but now he's super happy and they were proud of him and said that they had his back. Ryland's mum then asked some tough questions. She'd said that people were saying he did a big money grab with Jeffree and that Shane never addressed it. Ryland's mum admitted that she never thought once that Shane did a cash grab, and that made her mad for him. Shane said that he loved making the palette and he learned a lot about himself and the opinions of others through all of that. Shane admitted that he overhyped the money situation in the doco because he himself was shocked by it, but he didn't make anywhere near as much as what people think he made. Shane explained he only got a 25% cut, and then he gave his employee a 20% cut of his earnings, and then there were a lot of taxes on top of that. Towards the end of the doco, he'd exposed that him and Jeffree were going to do another palette. They'd actually made the palette back in February 2020, but then everything happened, they got cancelled, and then Shane told Jeffree to just repurpose the shades. Shane said although the palette never happened, he actually has that second palette here with him, and he showed us all. Juicy indeed. The part 1 of the series ended with a phone call to Jeffree. So what are your thoughts on the doco so far? Let me know in the comments. So David Dobrik is opening a pizza shop. He's finally announced that it will be opening next month on November the 12th. It's called Dobrik's Pizza. It's a massive project apparently, but he does have a massive following, so without a doubt this pizza place is going to take off. But will it live up to its hype? The restaurant industry is full on, it's tough, and people think because of his problematic past he's going to struggle with this new business venture, but I guess only time will tell. David has delayed the launch of his pizza shop for ages because he kept getting cancelled. This year David has kind of kept out of drama, minus Jeff Wittek exposing David. After the excavator incident where Jeff lost his eye and almost lost his life, it turns out that David wasn't really there for him, even though he was the one operating the excavator, nor did he offer to pay for Jeff's medical bills. This caused a lot of drama, especially online when Jeff spoke out. Jeff then filed a lawsuit against David for $10 million. TMZ reported in September of this year, in his response to Jeff's suit, David claims Wittek knew how risky the stunt was, and he can't blame David for his injuries. David is asking the judge to dismiss the complaint and award nothing to Jeff. Fans of David were not impressed by his response to the lawsuit. In a recent interview, Jeff responded to what he thought about the lawsuit and David's response to wanting the lawsuit to be thrown out.
Is the lawsuit still going ahead?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's... Personally, I need that from him because he's such a... I mean, I don't want to go too in-depth on this topic because obviously we're fighting it out for real. That's a real situation, and he's a bit of a sociopath. But to find out he said something like to the courts, like, oh, it was his fault, he knew what he was getting into. I shouldn't be held at fault or anything. Obviously, it pisses me off, but I just learn to take my emotions out of this.
I think because people love pizza and everyone loves food, it's probably a smart business idea on behalf of David, because food is like a necessity. Whereas if he was selling like a hoodie, people would probably be less likely to want to buy that from him, if that makes sense. But if someone's passing by his pizza shop and is hungry, David's probably more likely to make sales from that. David's return to social media has been a bit different. He's not really posting on YouTube. He's active on Snapchat though, and TikTok and Instagram, which is where he's promoting his pizza shop.
Right now I'm on my way to surprise our friends with our new pizza place. None of them have seen anything about it yet.
Okay, I'm scared.
Okay, ready?
No.
In 3, 2, 1, open.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, this is amazing! This is awesome!
David really can't be bothered with YouTube anymore. He thinks there's too much drama associated with it for him to continue a career on it, so he's diversifying his income by opening restaurants. Do you think his pizza shop will be a hit or a flop? Let me know in the comments. MrBeast's recent event was a huge fail. Let's talk about what happened. MrBeast is well known for his massive acts of kindness. He's the most giving YouTuber on the planet. Basically what happened was, recently there were rumors at a local supermarket in North Carolina that MrBeast was going to come and pay for everyone's groceries. Word got out pretty quick and people flooded to the store. It was chaos. It got so bad because everyone had filled up their trolleys, and then the employees told everyone because it was too full on and packed, MrBeast wasn't coming anymore. The poor employees would have had to have put everyone's food back on the shelves.
Guys, I'm not liking it right now. So the story is that MrBeast decided to say that he was going to come to the store, and then he does not come to the store because there are too many people. So now you have all of this chaotic mess, and I'm over here putting it back. And I'm still trying to figure out how to put it back. We got tons to put back. Tons of it. And they just said dump the meat. They said dump the meat anywhere, didn't they?
So yeah, MrBeast got in trouble for not following through. What a wild scandal to happen. The grocery store turned into an absolute tip. Some people stayed to help clean up, but most people just left their trolleys and fled. So what are your thoughts on MrBeast gapping and not following through? And also, what are your thoughts on Shane's new doco with Jeffree? Let me know in the comments.